jazzing up your day with a touch of soul. The Living Room on 938 Live.
Welcome into the Living Room on 938 Live, and the Substation's Moving Images program will present Nightmare on Armenian Street. Dun dun dun. Yeah, that's a really sad sound effect. From the 23rd and the 24th, or on the 23rd and 24th of October, it's a multi-sensory screening where 18 local filmmakers give their own interpretation of the 18 levels of hell in Taoist mythology. This is through original and experimental short films. So we're chatting with curator of the show, Chris Yeo, and also Aishah Abu Bakr, who's program manager for Moving Images. Thanks for joining us today, guys. So what inspired this event? Either Aishah or Chris could take this one.
I think we
just wanted the heck scared out of you.
Well, we wanted to do something different entirely that involves quite a major amount of filmmakers from the film community, and these are some of the filmmakers that I've worked with before, and of course they're all up and coming. Some of them already are pretty much quite established as well. Originally we had wanted to try and do this for Sebfest, so that we have something
September
pretty big.
Fest.
Yeah, September Fest, which is a birthday celebration of the Substation. But we thought, with an idea as outrageous and ambitious as this, perhaps October would be a better month to try and put this in, and that's how we came about with it.
Help us out, though. So this is 18 brand new pieces of work.
Yes, that's right.
So you came up with the idea and then told 18 filmmakers, off you go, try and scare me to bits.
Actually,
with a
pretty much how it goes.
I'm sure it wasn't as casual or, as that. What about you, Chris? I mean, okay. What did you work on?
Right. So I have a segment, one of the levels, right? And but I'm also helping to compile all the, because at the back end there's still a lot of things to do. There's exporting and all that kind of stuff, right? Putting it together and then trying to deal with the audio post and all that kind of stuff.
So which chamber did you take, so to speak,
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at some of the titles of the film. I mean, come on, how is a person not going to get the pants scared off of them? Chamber of Dismemberment, Chamber of Tongue Ripping, Pool of Blood. Okay, Chamber of Pounding sounds a bit rude. And then I also want to talk about the Golden Bok Choy scam in a bit, because that sounds a bit different. But Chris, what were you involved in?
Right. So mine was level 11, which is the chamber of crushing stones.
Oh, fabulous!
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's definitely a lot of interpretation going into it, because
what's a stone? Could it be a skull or what?
I mean, basically we have no budget to throw a boulder over someone, right? So let's be creative a little bit.
Okay.
And so. Yeah, I don't want to give out too much, but yeah, it's a crushing stone, definitely.
Right.
You recognize it when you see it.
Okay. I don't know why we're laughing, because maybe that's to stave off the fear a wee bit, right? So how did you get 18 filmmakers together? Was it a happy problem where all were rushing to be a part of this?
There's a lot of begging involved.
Yes. On your part or the filmmaker's part?
on our part.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I originally was talking to one of the other curators, Nelson Yeo, about this idea, we had originally just worked with him and Chris, and then I think Nelson and Chris managed to sort of gather this great group of filmmakers together, and it's a pretty nice gesture from everyone that they're all very, very excited about this project, and they wanted to band together to create something which is entirely different, which I don't think has been done before. So it was rather difficult. I think one of our main problems, we wanted to try and create at least get some diversity in the filmmakers as well. We wanted some female representations. And it's 18 levels of Chinese hell in a sense, but we also wanted some voices from Malay filmmakers and filmmakers who aren't even here but based somewhere else for us Singaporeans. So it was I think in a flash we kind of managed to pull it off with getting 18 filmmakers all together.
To be honest, it wasn't that difficult. I mean, I think a lot of them were already kind of long time established kind of friends of Substation, right? And when and if Substation says, let's do something, guys, I think everyone will just say, let's come back and, do something.
So rally together
rally
together,
together,
let's do it.
Yeah.
We're going to find out how it's going to be. 24th and 23rd of October, Substation's Moving Images program presents Nightmare on Armenian Street. I'm not going to try I want to try. Dun, dun, dun. No, it's sad. Aishah Abu Bakr is program manager for Moving Images. Also, curator of the show, Chris Yeo. More in just a bit. Stay with us on The Living Room.
The Living Room on 938 Live. Time now to rejoin The Living Room on 938 Live.
Thanks for staying with us on The Living Room on 938 Live, and it's The Nightmare on Armenian Street, brought to you by the Substation's Moving Images program. 18 films, 18 Singaporean filmmakers have created 18 short films about the 18 levels of hell in Taoist mythology. So it's through original and experimental short films we'll re-see how we've always looked at these 18 mythological levels of hell. I mean, you remember from the Horpa Villa when we were kids, really got the pants scared out of us then. So 18 filmmakers have decided to come together and re-scare you, so to speak. So with us today is Aishah Abu Bakr, program manager for Moving Images, and also curator of the show, Chris Yeo. So help us out on the 23rd and 24th of October. It's one film at a time?
No, it's actually going to be all 18 films played at one go. There will be a 15-minute intermission in between, so it's from 7 all the way till 10.
Right.
So it's quite
how
a
long
test
is
of
each
endurance.
how long is each film, ballpark?
Maybe 2.
No, about each film is about 8 to 10 minutes.
So how does it look when you're watching it in this fashion? Does it feel like one long film, actually
I
going
think
from scene to scene, right?
That's kind of what we were trying to get at.
Ah.
Yeah, so it will be played back to back.
So distinguishable and yet still linked together by some kind of
Yes.
underlying theme. Oh, great.
Yeah. There are no titles in between, and
okay.
and sometimes you might think that everything
It's
is
the
just
same
kind
film.
of flowing from one into another. It could be
Right.
like feels like the same film.
So that was
like
the
a
intention.
dream.
Yeah. I think our one thing that we wanted to try and tie everything together was working with the live instrumentation that plays a soundtrack to these films.
Live instrumentation.
Yes,
So
we actually have a band that's on board as well. So
Wow.
they are actually playing live while the films are screening.
so masochistic, you guys. I mean, once live elements come in, anything could happen.
Yeah. It's a giant experimentation in itself.
Okay. Have we tried it yet? Rehearsal, so
We
to
are
speak.
trying it out
Okay,
next week,
okay.
I think. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay, so the band will be playing throughout. This is the music collective Sa Trio, I understand, who have created a modern experimental music score, so to speak, with traditional Chinese instruments. So throughout this, you said about 3 hours? 2 plus 3 hours?
Roughly about 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
There's a 15-minute intermission somewhere in between.
People stretch their fingers, have a drink of water,
If they're too
mop
scared,
the sweat, come out from behind the sweater. Right, okay. So what else can audiences expect? I mean, sure, the theme already, if we're talking about 18 levels of hell in the mythology of the Taoist beliefs, it's all just scare. Are there some laughs, maybe, a bit of whimsy?
Definitely quite a bit of laughs. Question marks and
Head scratching?
basically it's very provocative. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, provocative in different ways. Can be very guttural, kind of like horror. I mean, and it could be very psychological kind of horror. It could be you might want to feel like puking, and so yes, we're giving some warning here. Yeah, don't.
Providing buckets, maybe?
Toilet is pretty near to the theatre. so
okay.
we hope
Not
that
for the faint-hearted.
Perhaps bring along some paper bags to help yourselves
hopefully
out.
we'll be able to provide some just in case.
So audiences are expecting all levels of horror almost, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty diverse amount.
I think we're aiming for the element of surprise because it's a project that's on a really big scale, and we
At
want
this stage, I'm hoping all films are done, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'd sweat a bit for you if
Yeah.
it wasn't. So you're going to try that run through with the live band as well? Mm-hmm. Has the band seen the films?
They will
You don't
be.
want them scared in the midst of playing the instruments, right?
Yeah, they will be pretty soon. We've sort of preempted them, but to be fairly honest, the band themselves were pretty excited about just being able to see it on the spot. And
This is an
trying to play it on the spot.
unusual way to sort of show a film, to have the band live playing the soundtrack or the score, as it were, as the film's progressing. Why though?
I think we
Just wanted to make it more difficult for
we want-
yourselves. Why not?
we really wanted to create that multi-sensory experience. So, what we try to do at the Substation, we always try to present film in a different way. And this is one of the more interesting ways that we can present. So it's not just a regular people come in, pay a ticket, and then sit down for the screening. It's something else entirely. So
Can they see the band?
They can, but I think we're playing around with the positions at the moment to see which one gives the best audio sound for them to be able to enjoy the films as well, and also take note of the band that's playing. So that's
Because I think maybe if the audience can't see the band, and it really is like any sort of regular film screening where the soundtrack could just be coming from the film.
at the moment we're playing with the band playing behind the audience, so the sound will be coming more of surround in that sense, so that they can still concentrate on the visuals, and the music is sort of accompanying the visuals that they're watching. Yeah.
So have the both of you seen the films at one go yet?
Yes, we have.
You have?
Yes.
Oh, so by the time the day comes, the 23rd of October, might you feel a bit, been there, seen that, all right.
No,
think
I
we're
don't
pretty
think so.
excited.
Yeah.
It scares
It's
you.
very exciting.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty scared, but
on my end, I think that the whole thing we've been talking about on the live accompaniment, I mean, that will really surprise us. I mean, we don't even know how the music will, and the music changes everything. It's a horror film after all.
So
right?
at this stage, if we're just looking at the film, it will not have
Yeah.
a soundtrack
Yeah.
to it?
It has sound design.
Right.
It has cat meowing or whatever,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
But it doesn't yet have that music.
The
element
score,
to
the
it.
music. So that might present a completely different thing for the both of you, despite the fact that you've seen the films.
Yes.
Oh, sounding fun. Fingers
trying.
crossed. 23rd to 24th October, Substation's Moving Images presents Nightmare on Armenian Street. 18 filmmakers have come together with 18 short films depicting their interpretation of the 18 levels of hell in Taoist mythology. You can find out more at substation.org. I think you need to give a wee bit of a donation if you'd like to come take part. So you can email Aishah at aishah@substation.org, AISHAH@substation.org. Thanks, Chris and Aishah, for joining us today.
Jazzing up your day with a touch of soul. The Living Room on 938 Live.